start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call.
Wyatt,
Here.
Buns,
Present.
Lawson,
Here.
Reister,
Here.
Sewell.
She said it right. Yay!
All right, motion and second to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. All those, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Okay, motion carried. Consent agenda, before we get a motion and stuff, is there anything anybody wants pulled or? Okay, I'll entertain a motion then.
So moved.
Second. Sorry.
Sorry. It's been moved and second to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carried. Just want to welcome everybody that's on here. Do want to thank Public Works, has already been out and salted intersections and stuff, so thanks for doing that. So everybody just stay safe out there tonight.
Remember to get cars off the roads.
Yes. Yeah. So committee reports, Public Works, Matt or Jeff?
Jeff, do you mind giving an update on that? I'm not ready for that.
I think two of us.
I will say this.
It's
No,
in
it's
the,
in the minutes. I mean, so, if you read or somebody can read to you.
You can't pull a Scott like that. It was in the minutes.
yeah, Katie's gonna know.
Katie's got a
Or I
copy, so
can do,
Jeff.
I can
Yep,
do it
I'll
if
get
you
it.
don't want to.
Or we
No,
can
I
move to
do.
public safety first if you want to.
Well, let's do public safety and then we'll come back to Public Works.
Perfect. I've got the public safety minutes right here, so we'll update on that first. We met January 21st in the council chambers. Met at 4 o'clock. Everybody was present. We discussed the budget, fire department, and ambulance, looking at purchasing new vehicles, but they do a very good job of making sure their reserves are fully funded so that they can purchase their vehicles. Discussion about succession plan for building inspection department. It was asked, we talked about getting Waterloo or Cedar Falls involved as backup. We do have a backup that has been helping from the Public Works Department. However, there is concern, especially amongst the committee, that that person is not certified as a building inspector, and we don't want something to be saying, yeah, go ahead, and then having the certified building inspector coming up and catching something later, at a later date to make any changes. Plus, if we're gonna have somebody be a backup inspector, the choice would be to try to see if we can get someone to actually be a backup inspector, not just somebody that goes along. We're looking at to work out some plans for that. Police department talked about the future of the department. Chief Banks is really doing a good job of looking ahead as far as growth and making sure that they are staffed appropriately. They will be hiring or looking to hire one more full-time officer, which would allow our police chief, again, to become more of that administrator that he needs to be at certain times, but also allow overtime to come down from what it is currently and give some leeway in case somebody is sick or needs time off. Right now, it's kind of a, if somebody has to be gone, somebody else has to pick up an overtime shift just to cover that, which to me would cause some burnout, so we're looking at some ways to have some flexibility with those types of things. Looking at adding that. Updating City Hall, we talked about very quickly. We've done a good job with the current updates recently for safety purposes in the town hall with cameras and new door locks and things like that. Library does not have any big projects coming up. Currently finishing the renovations, but we did recommend the budget to go to personnel admin for review. We adjourned at 4:34.
Thanks, Kate. Jeff, Public Works?
We met Wednesday, January 13th at 7 a.m. First thing on our agenda for the morning was we talked and discussed about the agreement with Envision for our new public works building. Went through, I think that's on the agenda for tonight for approval, but to at least have a plan and some type of architectural design for our new public works building. Second, we talked about utility billing, we had some write-offs on that, I think they totaled just under $1,800. We approved to write those off as we've been trying to collect them over a period of time and there's no success in collecting them. The last thing we talked about was a budget, the 21-22 budget. Looked through it, reviewed it, we passed that on with our motion 4-0 and adjourned.
One quick question I have on that, the write-offs, how long do we, is there like a 2-year mark? Is there a time frame that we try to collect before we?
Most of the accounts that we are writing off are at least 2 years old.
Okay.
They've either passed away or we don't have their social security number, so we can't do the income offset stuff. So we've tried to collect
Sure.
for the last 2 years for sure.
Yeah, we
Is the
definitely,
majority of them rental, or are they?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I wondered.
a lot of it, I don't wanna say that we need to set a set time frame because then people just get to that time frame before we write it off. But you always hate to, you don't wanna see it 6 months and then say, forget it, we can't collect it or anything. But I know you
Yeah.
guys do a good job of
Yep,
doing
no,
that.
most of them are at least 2 years old, some are older. And yeah, it's just, we sent them bills every month up until, and then it kinda just got to the point where
It's not worth our time
Yeah,
to
yeah,
continue.
yeah.
I appreciate the
Mhm.
report.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks for that report, Jeff.
Not a problem, Matt.
We'll move into general government. The Hudson City Council maintains the right to waive the first and second readings of the ordinances presented and may pass the third and final reading of the same ordinance with the same council meeting. Item A, discussion action to approve the third reading of ordinance 838 and ordinance amending the Hudson City Code 2017, Chapter 92, water rates, Section 92.02, rates for service.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second, I was trying to give it an opportunity.
Any discussion? All right, roll call.
Lawson,
Aye.
Wyatt,
Aye.
Reister,
Matt?
Aye.
Sewell. Sewell, sorry, Buns,
Aye.
motion carries 5-0.
All right, item B, discussion action to approve the third reading of ordinance 839 and ordinance amending the Hudson City Code 2017, Chapter 99, sewer rate charges, Section 99.01, sewer service charges required.
So moved.
Second.
So,
Or Matt, or whoever.
Matt.
Any
Yeah.
discussion? Roll call?
Wyatt,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Sewell. Reister,
aye.
Buns,
Aye.
carries 5-0.
Okay. Item C, discussion action to approve the second reading of ordinance 840, an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Hudson by amending provisions pertaining to parking regulations. This ordinance is adding definition language and language to prohibit the parking of recreational vehicles and equipment, trailer, travel, or camping trailer, boat or boat trailer, car, utility trailer, bus, or motor home would not be able to park on a public street, alley, or public property for no more than 72 hours. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Okay.
Is this the second reading of this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call?
Sewell. Reister,
Aye.
Buns,
Aye.
Wyatt,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
motion carries 5-0.
Okay. Item D, discussion action to approve resolution 2733, a resolution extending a face mask mandate for the city of Hudson, and this would take us through March 9th.
So moved.
Any other discussion?
I thought we were on a January 31st
Right, so this will extend it now till March 9th.
with the same wording or different wording?
Same wording.
That's my motion, is to do it with the same wording.
And that was
My
a,
question is, go ahead,
no, go ahead, Matt, probably gonna be the same question.
like, when does this end? I mean, what are we looking at? You could make a case that masks stop viruses even after coronavirus isn't a thing, and so are we just gonna, for the sake of whatever, keep doing this?
From my perspective, it's still under CDC guidelines that we do this. We are still in the high category, and again, I think we wanna be more of the solution than anything else, or try to recommend and keep the word out.
Are we still in the high category?
Yes,
I mean, in January 30, go ahead.
The other thing is that, you know, until we reach herd immunity, people are at risk, or greater risk. I just saw numbers on Sunday, for, let's see, it was the state of Iowa, and we are at less than 1% of getting vaccines, the second vaccines out. People that have been vaccinated twice, so less than 1% of our population has had that second vaccine. And until they get that second one, it's really not known to be effective. So we're still pretty far away from being anywhere near herd immunity.
So, you need to help me understand, vaccination versus herd immunity, those aren't the same thing, are they?
No, but vaccination helps us achieve herd immunity. So herd immunity, in some cases with some diseases, herd immunity could include people that have gotten it. But as we probably all know at this point, they've, you know, seen that people can get it again. So there's really no chance of getting to herd immunity without the vaccines.
Matt, I think from my perspective, I would intend to continue to put this on the council agenda for extension, probably through, until such time as Cedar Falls and Waterloo drop theirs. Just from a standpoint of trying to present a unified view from the Cedar Valley perspective.
And also unified with the school.
George, I say that it's tongue in cheek, but if your friends jumped off a bridge with you too?
No, I would not. I have a lot of discussions with Green to some extent, with Quentin to another extent. I have discussions with the Board of Supervisors. I know the Board of Supervisors has not approved it, which is somewhat confusing to me. And I think from, as I stated the last time, I told the police chief not to enforce it. But again, I believe it provides an opportunity for the businesses to put the sign on their door that mask is required. So that instead of them taking all the heat if somebody's giving them guff about putting on a mask, they can point to the mayor and say the mayor's pushed me.
And I
have
think
no problem with that.
I think that's important for their employees to know that their employers are able to protect them in that way.
Would they be able to do that without us doing this? Or George, you're just providing a little bit of cover, that's what you're saying?
Yes.
Anything,
Nope, fair enough.
okay? Roll call?
Wyatt,
aye.
Sewell,
I,
Reister,
No.
Buns,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
carries 4-1.
Can we also ask, now that this has carried, will you please put something together for the Facebook page, social media, and on the website?
Mhm.
Stating that this is the date that it's extended
Yep.
to, so that we can
Yep.
blast that out as well? Thank you.
I will make a note.
Item E, discussion action to approve resolution 2734, a resolution to set a public hearing to approve the request of Andrew and Amanda Wikers to approve a subdivision plat.
So moved.
This is just to set the public hearing.
Second.
Second. Go ahead.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Wyatt,
I just have a question,
Oh, sure.
I guess. I was, you know, I'm not accustomed to reading plats and such, so So I think I figured out what's going on, and this is, this is on my street. I'm familiar with the long driveway. If I interpret it correctly, this will happen somewhere on the property at the other end of the long driveway, away from Butterfield Road, is that correct?
Yes, that's
Yes.
correct.
Okay,
Yeah, it's back where, we have two buildings back there right now,
Must be.
and
Okay.
those buildings are coming down, and we're putting up one building back there.
Okay,
sounds good.
roll call?
Wyatt,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Reister,
Aye.
Buns,
Aye.
Sewell,
I answer to either.
carries 5-0.
All right, item F, discussion action to approve resolution 2735, a resolution for approve of professional service agreement regarding architectural service for Public Works Building, and this is to, not to exceed $9,000.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just a clarification, I know we chatted about this briefly, but just so that we all kind of are on the same page for what's going on. This is an initial renderings of what we would like to see.
It gives us a platform to start with.
We do not have any immediate plans at this point because we don't have a location picked
Correct,
out
correct.
at this point yet.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, it might be working a little backwards, but by having the renderings of the building drawn, it gives us a chance to figure out how much land we actually need.
Or,
And how big of a building? to
Yes,
hold
and that
equipment
too.
and everything.
Yep.
or if we, or to make adjustments to what we can do
Mhm.
based on what we're able to get
Mhm.
as well.
Mhm. Yep.
It gives us at least a working platform to work from.
I'm okay with that.
Any other discussion? Roll call?
Lawson,
Aye.
Reister,
Aye.
Wyatt,
Aye.
Sewell,
Aye.
Buns,
Aye.
carries 5-0.
Item G, discussion action to approve resolution 2736, a resolution setting public hearing for fiscal year 22 maximum property tax dollars for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2022.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion?
This is just setting the public
This is
hearing,
just
so we
setting
can
public
discuss
hearing.
next week, next
Yep.
month.
Roll call?
Wyatt,
Aye.
Sewell,
Aye.
Reister,
Aye.
Buns,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
motion carries 5-0.
Item H, discussion action to approve a resolution 2737, a resolution for approval of the 21-26 Police Department union contract with the International Brotherhood of Teamsters for the city of Hudson, Iowa. We did go ahead and go the 5 years, although we can go ahead and look at salaries again after 3 years. So it calls for a 5% increase the first year, 5% the second year, 3% the third year. And there was some other little language changes with the holidays and things like that. Was there anything?
No, that was
Okay.
the only two major things.
Okay. So the contract did go down because the last 3 years, it was 10%, and then 5,
It was 10 the first year,
okay.
and then 3 and 3. Yep.
Okay. So,
So it was 16 and we're doing 5 and 5 and 3?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is that, so it's going down to 13
Mhm.
over 3?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept this, but I do have a question afterwards too.
Second.
The 5-year adoption with that, that's just our membership basically for 5 years, and then we still have to reevaluate
Mhm.
everything.
Yep.
And as far as the holidays, do those match up with our current city holidays that we've?
Yeah, the thing that was changed was the holiday pay language, because that was rather confusing, and so the language was changed to make it easier to understand when we do payroll.
So it did not affect how we're paying them or how we've paid them in the past?
Correct.
It did not change anything
Right.
additional. I didn't think so, I thought that they were still getting their holiday pay if they
Yep.
worked on that holiday,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
it
just
just-
wanted to double check.
Yeah, the holiday pay language was really confusing, and so the union steward as well as the Teamster rep just changed it to make it a little easier to understand.
So this has been agreed upon with the Teamsters
Yeah.
union as well?
Yep.
and we're
it was
just-
signed by the,
Right, we're just ratifying what
Yep.
they want.
Yep, yeah, because council
Thank you.
has to approve it.
Thank you.
any other discussion? Roll call?
Wyatt,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Buns,
Aye.
Sewell,
Aye.
Reister,
Aye.
carries 5-0.
There are 6 informational items in the packet, reminder items, regularly scheduled meetings held at council chambers, except for electric board and library board, Public Works Committee, February 10th at 7 a.m., Mayor's Task Force, February 16th at 5 p.m., Personnel Admin Finance, February 22nd at 4:45, Public Safety Committee meeting, February 25th at 4 p.m., Next council meetings will be Monday, February 8th, and Monday, February 22nd at 6 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Hey, Matt, you want to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks all.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Bye.